So, hello world, and welcome to this year's edition of ESEM 2020. I hope you guys are all ready for some interesting and hot stuff. Unfortunately, we are not in Bari this year. Well, actually, only the two general chairs, me and Filippo Lanubile, are in Bari. And I guess everyone else is unfortunately spread all around the world. So again, welcome to ESEM 2020. And as I was preparing the slides, something came to mind. So I'm sure there's a lot of 80s people around. They know Billy Ocean and his song, "When the Going Gets Tough, the Tough Get Going." And that is basically what we did, what the ESEM community and what the ESEM organizing committee did. Well, actually, rather than when the going got tough, the tough reinvented. We innovated the traditional way of doing ESEM, and as research kept going on, as authors kept submitting papers, the PC worked and reviewed several papers, and so we did have a lot of things to do in this time. And we came up with our 14th Virtual-ESEM Edition with a lot of innovations. So we reinvented the wheel, if you guys know what I mean. We were able to introduce no attendance fees. So this year we have had no attendance fees. We asked authors to agreed to streaming their papers with presentations in the open live sessions. And this has all allowed us to support open science principles. So looking at the whole picture from the bright side, let's say that we took this opportunity to innovate in ESEM and do a lot of things that we couldn't have done, we wouldn't have done if the situation were differently. So this has allowed us to have really interesting results in terms of registrations. We have received a total of 625 registrations, mostly by non-authors, which is quite extraordinary for a conference like ESEM. And so the free and virtual event has brought many non-author registrations. And if we have a look of how the registrations are distributed by country, we can also see how the virtual edition and the non-registration fees have also brought several countries into the ESEM community, which in the past years were very limited and reduced in a number of participations. It's nice to see how Brazil remains one of the top countries. So this is the trend as in the past, but there are many new countries in this new edition.
Okay, hello, I'm Filippo Lanubile, and I'm co-chairing with Teresa. For this year, we had to involve a lot the steering committee in the decision because nothing was ordinary. And so we thank you, the steering committee members that are represented in this slide. A lot of the work has been done. We move on the next slide. A lot of the work has been done by the program chairs, Marcos and Federica, that will talk after me, presenting the program in detail. We have no words for saying that we could be lost without them, actually. So thank you very much. And but there were the other members of the organizing committee that were key to make this edition possible. There are Maleknas and Pilar for the emerging results and vision paper track, Marcelo and Marcos for the industry paper track, Fabio and Alexander for the open science initiative, Valentina and Silverio to advertise on Twitter and Facebook, Vita and Simone for managing the website, Bruno for editing the proceedings, and the last arrived that were unplanned, Giovanni and Rebecca, that are the virtualization co-chairs, and they will be key for helping us in this virtual edition. Now I'm passing to the program chairs that will show the program.
Hi everyone, I'm Federica Sarro, Program Chair of ESEM 2020. I want to join Filippo and thank you all the members of the team. What ESEM has thought to me this year is that when the going gets too tough, the tough get together. So really thank you to the General Chair and the Organizing Committee and the Steering Committee, which has supported us so much. A conference is not as such without authors. We had a great response from the ESEM community. So first and foremost, we're very, very grateful for the widespread participation and support of the community. We have got a very high number of submissions, a total of 195 from 38 different countries. So again, the fact that we have been forced in a way to go virtual has allowed people from all around the world to submit. We've got 117 submissions to the technical track after desk rejection, 47 submissions to the emerging results and vision papers track, and 25 submissions to the industrial papers track. The country who contributed the most was Brazil, followed by United States and China. You can see all the other countries represented here in the graph. So this took a bit of effort for the reviewers, as usual. We followed the double-blind process. Each submission was reviewed by at least 3 reviewers and followed up by an online discussion through which we reached decision for each paper. A big thank you to the program committee members who had provided timely, detailed, and very constructive feedback, and actively participating on the online discussion as well. We got a total of 169 reviews. Really, really huge thank for allowing us to get high quality standard as I'm used to have every year. So after the review process, at the end of the review process, we accepted 26 papers to the technical track, 14 papers to the emerging results and vision track, and 3 papers to the industrial track. So today and in the next few days, we're gonna host live session, 12 live sessions, and all 43 papers will be presented. On the last day, Wednesday, the 7th of October at 5 p.m., we will also hold a closing session where the awards to the best paper for each of the tracks will be announced. So I'll pass on to other program co-chair, Marcos, in order to give you more details about the program.
I'm going to talk a little bit about the program at day 1, which is today. We are right now having the opening session, and we have lots of interesting papers. Actually, a very exciting program covering relevant and high quality topics, papers and topics on empirical software engineering. Later today, we're going to have the research methods session, which is going to start 5 minutes after this opening session. Then we have a session on testing, security, and reliability. And afterwards, the continuation of the same session. And at the end of the day, we're going to have the session on architecture, frameworks, and DevOps. Tomorrow, we're going to start on a very interesting session on software engineering for machine learning, data science, and innovation. And then we have 2 sessions, more or less the other way around, which is artificial intelligence and machine learning for software engineering 1, and artificial intelligence and machine learning for software engineering 2. And at the end, also a very relevant topic to be discussed, it's the social factors and work practices session, which is going to close the 2nd day of ESEM 2020. The last but not the least, at the third day, we're going to have also very interesting sessions on technical depth, then on measurement and coding practices, 2 sessions on this topic, 1 session on energy consumption, and please don't forget to miss the closing session in which we're going to hand out the awards for each of the 3 research paper types. The proceedings are available from October 5th to 7th at this URL that you can see on screen. There's also a QR code that you can use to access the proceedings. And they will be available during ESEM and afterwards, of course, in the ACM digital library. A quick mention about how you're going to watch the presentation, how you're going to interact with them. You can use YouTube or Facebook, the Facebook page of ESEM, to watch the live presentation, as well as this one is streamed through YouTube and Facebook. All other paper presentations are going to be streamed in a similar way. And during the presentation, you can add questions as comments to YouTube or Facebook, and they will be selected by the session chair to be posted on the screen and then highlighted and asked to the authors, which will then be able to provide answers to those questions in Q&A sessions. So please don't forget, during the presentation, if you have any interesting questions, go ahead, type your question in as a YouTube comment or as a Facebook comment, so that your question will be asked to the authors and you can get the response directly from the authors. Also, please do not forget to make some noise about everything that's happening. You've seen the numbers. We have impressive numbers on registrations, 625 plus registrations until yesterday, last time we checked. And lots of people watching the session and participating. So if you see interesting papers, interesting discussions, feel free to tweet about them, use the hashtag ASEM20, and you can also tag the ASEM Conference Twitter account so that we can repost your tweets and to improve the visibility. Another interesting thing to mention is that there are also videos available at the ASEM YouTube channel, which are videos prepared by the authors so that you can watch the research topics as a promotional video. So we thank you very much for listening. This is the end of the opening session. And the 4 of us thank you for listening. We hope that you enjoy ASEM 2020 and use the opportunity to learn, share, and inspire. And we're looking forward to see you in about 5 minutes in our first session on research method, which is about to start right after the break. So bye-bye, see you.
Have fun, bye.